priest of the four and the two Protestant ministers. And then we had one of those moments, Bob, where we realized there was no place for a rabbi who was a chaplain to be honored. So we subsequently called the Jewish war veterans, and they were very surprised. They weren't aware really of Chaplains Hill, and they said they wanted to work with us on a project. And we were introduced to a rabbi who was a rear admiral in the United States Navy, Harold Robinson, and he's been a great friend and a great partner to us for nearly 10 years now. So we were able to get approval, raise some money, and we got a resolution approved unanimously by Congress, a bill through the House and a resolution through the Senate. The funny thing was the Army said they wanted a joint resolution, not a bill and a resolution, but we got it worked out. And on October 24th of 2011, with 50 family members of 14 honored chaplains on Chaplains Hill, we dedicated it with nearly 1,000 people in the Memorial Amphitheater. 4 flag officers who were chaplains in the military and undersecretary of the VA, and quite a few other notables. And but really, it's so great to see the family of the 50 chaplains. They're incredibly appreciative of the efforts that we were able to make to have their loved one honored. So a little time went by, and then one of the glaring omissions that we noticed at Chaplains Hill at Arlington was that Protestant chaplains were only honored through World War II. And we did a bit of research, and we found that in Korea, for example, the Chaplains Corps early in the war, in a couple of situations, were ministering to injured, and their camps were overrun by the North Koreans and the Chinese. And the chaplains were either killed on the site or taken prisoner. 2 remain missing in action to this day. And so, whenever I get a little tired, I always think of that. You know, what those chaplains gave to our members of the military. And we have been working for the past 3 years to research the names that would be qualified for a replacement chaplains monument honoring Protestant chaplains. The Army, who runs Arlington, told us that we could do a replacement of the existing monument, and that would not require approval by Congress. So we proceeded. We discovered that at the end of the research that there should be 142 chaplain names on the monument, 117 carried over from World War II. There would be 9 from the Korean War, 7 from Vietnam, 4 from the Cold War, and 5 from post 9/11. We're researching the bios on that. Actually, we have the Girl Scouts helping us with that. Part of the Hudson Girl Scouts, great group, working on researching the bios of those chaplains. This plaque will include 2 of the 4 chaplains, Chaplain George Fox and Chaplain Clark Poley, 2 of the most revered chaplains in American history. And so we have, we discovered that the existing monument is composed of cement with a plaque placed on it. We felt that was inadequate. It also deteriorated. It's pretty quick. So we sourced a donation of a $25,000 piece of granite from the Dignity Memorial Company. If you ever need help with a funeral, I'd ask you maybe give them a look on a website. Great company, International Funeral Company. They operate one of the funeral homes that services Arlington, Murphy Funeral Home. And they not only said that they would donate the granite to specification, they would install it. And this saved us having to find a way to rent a crane and so on, and they know what they're doing. They're also making an adjustment to the Jewish chaplains monument. It was actually installed 4 inches low. Shows you what happens when you're not on site when construction is going on. So they're going to fix that. They're going to actually lift it and fix the foundation so that one of the key design elements of Chaplains Hill, there are setbacks at the top of each of the monuments, and the idea is that they're all in alignment because it shows the unity of the Chaplains Corps. And one of the nice things about Chaplains Hill is it faces Eisenhower Drive in Arlington, which is the road all the caissons take to Section 60, where all the interments from recent conflicts are made. And so I think it's very special. I always kind of say that these chaplains are offering a blessing to those caissons and military members going by. So I'm very pleased to report that we ordered the Protestant Chaplains plaque this week. That's why we're been scrambling a little bit, because we've been going through last minute double and triple checks on this. The plaque costs about $15,000. It's being ordered from the U.S. Bronze Company in Long Island. They're the same company that donated, well, they didn't donate, but they prepared Derek Jeter's plaque, and they also prepared Babe Ruth's plaque. They go back a long way. So there's no place better we could go for that. And at one from Schenectady, Deborah Jackson did the design work on the plaque. So we are all set. It's going to be installed in September, and Arlington said that when we have it installed, we're allowed to then talk to them about a dedication ceremony. We're planning to do something very similar to what we did in 2011 with dedication on the Hill, and then remarks in the Memorial Amphitheater. We think it's going to be a big outpouring of Vietnam veterans and recent Iraq, Afghanistan veterans. So we're all set on that. We had private donations. We just got a $4,000 donation from a Rotary Club on Cape Cod this week. A couple of other groups, and Jewish War veterans have been very helpful on this. So we're set to go. We're also planning, we're going to ask if we can display the plaque in the U.S. Capitol for a day before it's installed. And we just think it would bring attention and to this and so forth. And would be a nice thing for people to see. The second real important element, we've been having meetings about building a pathway to Chaplains Hill, which is a much bigger project. We had a Washington, D.C. architect, Bruno Carvajal, come up with a set of plans. If you go to our Facebook page, Chaplains Hill, Arlington National Cemetery, you can see the pictures and the design plans for it. It's basically about a 150-foot walkway going up 25 feet, meeting ADA requirements, which means that you have to have 10 feet of pathway for every foot of elevation. And there's some other requirements that we have to meet. But it's all in the plan. We are hoping to get donations of materials and work with a variety of organizations, including the Association of the U.S. Army, the Navy League, the Jewish War Veterans, the IAVA, and a few others on help. And I'd like to make this as much a Legion project as possible. And in that pursuit, we've been working closely with past National Commander Randy Cash, who is a retired U.S. Navy captain and chaplain. And also who's been really helpful is former National Commander Mike Helm. He's attended 2 of our meetings at the Washington conferences the past 2 years. And he's a great guy, and he's been helping us. And the breakthrough we kind of had on this is that Chaplain Randy Cass suggested that we prepare a national resolution to gain the American Legion support. And Chaplain Cash did so, and it was presented at the Department of North Carolina meeting in June, and it was approved. And I have some copies we can distribute that later. But it calls on the project to be one of the American Legion's 100th anniversary projects. I mean, the motto of our organization is for God and country. What better project than to honor over 200 chaplains who have given their lives in service? We have to get congressional approval. Last time it took us 5 months. We're going to see if we can break the record. And we think there'll be a lot of support. We always have to thank Congressman Jeff Miller, Florida, who was the House Veterans Affairs Committee, who really adopted the project. Unfortunately, he retired. And the new VA chairman, Dr. Rowe, I think will be equally supportive of this. So the resolution's going to the conference, the national conference in Reno in August, and if approved, then we can fundraise, and we can, if we can get 50 cents a member in the Suns, our 300,000 people, that's a big step forward. We're going to approach, I spent some time at West Point with the Army football team, and they're a pretty good organization, and they have a couple of people that I think could help us, especially with construction. So we're going to go for partners on this, because it's a big project, and frankly, the more people we have involved, the better. More people who have a sense of ownership. I think the great thing for the Legion, being a national organization, is when members come to Washington, go to Arlington, they can go visit Chaplains Hill, walk the pathway, see the monuments, and feel like they contributed to it. So We've been busy, but we're making progress, and we've got, we think it's going to be a very proud day when we dedicate the Protestant monument, and then as we progress on the pathway. It's not easy, but you know, if it was easy, we'd do it at lunchtime. Anyway, I appreciate your time and your interest and your support. Bob and everybody's been very supportive, and as I say, I consider this a detachment of the New York project. As long as it goes well. If it doesn't, then it's back to be a Ken Kraetzer project. But anyway, thank you, and I think I've got this right. I'd like to submit my report as a delegate to this convention for your approval. Thank you.
Reuben County, second.
Okay, Westchester County has made a motion, Seneca County, Steuben County has seconded. Motion on Ken's report. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same? Thank you, Ken.
Thank you, sir.